geography, history, politics, economy, culture, and daily life in one video. Turkey is often described as a bridge between continents, cultures, and histories. In this video we will take a calm, neutral look at Turkey's geography, history, political system, economy, culture, and everyday life to understand how this country fits into the wider world. Turkey is located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. Most of its territory lies in Anatolia, in Western Asia, while a small part, called Thrace, is in Southeast Europe. It shares borders with Greece and Bulgaria to the northwest, Georgia and Armenia to the northeast, Iran and the Azerbaijani exclave of Nakhchivan to the east, and Iraq and Syria to the south. The country is surrounded by seas on three sides: the Aegean Sea to the west, the Mediterranean to the south, and the Black Sea to the north. The Bosphorus and Dardanelles straits connect these seas and separate the European and Asian sides of the country. Turkey has a large and relatively young population, and its biggest city, Istanbul, is a global metropolis that literally spans two continents. Ankara is the capital, while other important cities include Izmir on the Aegean coast, Bursa near the Sea of Marmara, Adana in the south, and Antalya, a major tourism center. Modern Turkish history is closely linked to the end of the Ottoman Empire. For centuries, the Ottoman state ruled large parts of Southeast Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa. By the 19th and early 20th centuries, however, the empire was weakened by wars, internal problems, and pressures from European powers. During World War I, the Ottoman Empire fought on the side of the Central Powers and suffered defeat. In the years that followed, foreign forces occupied parts of Anatolia and plans were made to divide the remaining territory. In response, a national movement led by Mustafa Kemal, later known as Ataturk, organized resistance and launched what is now called the Turkish War of Independence. After several years of fighting, the movement succeeded in securing control over much of Anatolia and eastern Thrace. In 1923, the Republic of Turkey was proclaimed, with Ankara as its capital and Ataturk as its first president. The new republic introduced wide-ranging reforms aimed at building a modern, secular nation-state. These included changes in law, education, clothing, the alphabet, and the role of religion in public life. Over time, Turkey moved from one-party rule to a multi-party system. In 1950, the first peaceful transfer of power through competitive elections took place. The second half of the 20th century saw periods of economic growth as well as political instability, including several military coups and interventions. The armed forces often saw themselves as guardians of the republic's founding principles, while elected leaders and parties debated the balance between state authority, religion, and individual freedoms. In the 21st century, Turkey has continued to change. The country has pursued closer ties with the European Union, joined international organizations, and played an active role in regional diplomacy. At the same time, its domestic politics have been marked by strong party competition, constitutional changes, and debates about the separation of powers, media freedom, and the role of religion in public life. A failed coup attempt in 2016 led to a state of emergency and widespread changes in state institutions. Today, Turkey has a presidential system in which the president holds significant executive authority, alongside a parliament elected by proportional representation. Different political parties compete for influence at the national and local levels, and public debates about democracy, rights, and security are intense. Turkey's economy is one of the largest in its region and is classified as an emerging market. It has a mixed structure that includes industry, services, tourism, and agriculture. Manufacturing ranges from textiles, clothing, and furniture to automobiles, household appliances, and machinery. The services sector includes banking, retail, logistics, construction, and a growing digital industry. Tourism is a major source of income, with visitors coming to see historical sites such as Istanbul's Old City, Cappadocia's rock formations, the ruins of Ephesus, and the beaches of the Mediterranean and Aegean coasts. Agriculture is still important, especially in rural areas, producing crops like wheat, barley, cotton, fruits, vegetables, olives, and tea. Over the past decades, rapid urbanization has moved millions of people from villages to cities, changing the social and physical landscape of the country. Everyday life in Turkey is shaped by this mix of old and new. In big cities such as Istanbul, Ankara, and Izmir, many people live in apartment buildings and commute to work by car, bus, minibus, or metro. Shopping malls, cafes, and offices stand alongside traditional neighborhood markets and historic mosques. Traffic can be heavy, and long commutes are common. At the same time, it is still common for families to gather regularly for meals and social visits. In smaller towns and villages, life can be slower and more closely connected to local agriculture, small businesses, and community networks. People may grow some of their own food, keep animals, and participate in village events and religious ceremonies. Family ties are central to social life. Extended families often stay in close contact, and it is common for several generations to support each other. Hospitality is highly valued. Offering tea or coffee to guests, neighbors, or even strangers is part of everyday culture. Education is compulsory through secondary school, and university attendance has expanded, with many young people moving from smaller towns to bigger cities to study. Youth culture includes local and global influences, Turkish pop and rock music, Western media, social networks, gaming, and sports. Culturally, Turkey is very rich and diverse. The main language is Turkish, written in the Latin alphabet since the 1920s, but there are also other languages spoken, including Kurdish and several minority languages in different regions. The majority of the population is Muslim, and Islamic traditions influence many aspects of life, from daily prayer and fasting during Ramadan to religious holidays and family rituals. At the same time, the Republic has a history of secular institutions, and levels of religious observance vary widely among individuals and communities. Turkish cuisine is one of the country's most famous exports. It includes dishes based on grilled meats such as kebabs, vegetable stews, rice, lentils, and a wide variety of mezes, or small dishes. Bread is a staple, and tea is consumed throughout the day. Desserts such as baklava, kunefe, and rice pudding are popular. Regional cuisines differ. The southeast is known for spicy dishes, the Black Sea region for corn and fish, the Aegean for olive oil-based vegetable dishes. Turkish breakfast often includes bread, cheese, olives, eggs, tomatoes, cucumbers, and jam or honey. Music and the arts also reflect a blend of influences. Traditional Turkish music and folk songs exist alongside arabesque styles, pop, rock, rap, and electronic genres. Television dramas produced in Turkey have found large audiences not only at home but across the Middle East, the Balkans, and Latin America. Literature, cinema, and theater explore themes ranging from history and identity to love, migration, and modern life. Football is the most popular sport, with passionate support for clubs such as Galatasaray, Fenerbahçe, and Besiktas, and national team matches drawing wide attention. Turkey faces a number of challenges and debates in the 21st century. These include managing economic ups and downs, inflation and unemployment, dealing with the impact of regional conflicts and large numbers of refugees, balancing security with civil liberties, and addressing issues such as environmental protection and urban planning. At the same time, many people in Turkey see their country as playing a unique role between Europe, the Middle East, and Central Asia, and as a place where different cultures and histories meet. For people watching from abroad, Turkey can appear as a mix of images: mosques and skyscrapers, crowded bazaars and modern highways, seaside resorts and mountain villages. Understanding its geography, history, political system, economy, and the daily lives of its citizens helps create a more complete picture than stereotypes alone. This has been a quick overview of Turkey, a bridge between continents. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe for more country profiles and neutral explainers, and tell us in the comments which country or topic you would like us to cover next.